Segregation made the circuit that much more difficult. It was also expensive to maintain segregation, right? So if you are a performer and you live in Chicago and you're attached to the circuit, and the T.O.B.A circuit has 100 theaters in the South, Southeast, and Midwest, and you need to get from Chicago all the way down to Tampa, and I think one of the maps, railroad maps, was showing in the background. Imagine having to do that in a troupe of 15, 16 people, and it's on a segregated railroad, right? You have to move equipment, you have to move bodies, personnel, luggage, costumes, and you have to do it in a manner efficiently and quietly, obeying the rules of segregation. And so some performers or singers, like Bessie Smith or Ma Rainey, would just lease out railroad cars for their whole troupe rather than try to ride the rails in terms of segregation levels and experience that humiliation. But then once you get from city to city, there needs to be something that tells you where you can eat, where you can sleep, where you can get your laundry done. And so the Green Book was really helpful for the Chitlin Circuit after 1936. But before 1936, there needed to be a guide particularly just for Black entertainers. And so they had something called the Official Colored Theatrical Guide that happens in 1928. And it tells you city by city, you can go to this boarding house in Chattanooga, you can get your laundry done, in this place in Tampa. You can go to Pensacola and find a costumer there, and have to duplicate all of these services in each place. And still put on a show, sometimes 2 or 3 shows a night, right, within the week. So it wasn't just like the stage is your artistic refuge. You have to think about how you're going to live and survive in the meantime, going from city to city. And violence did break out, particularly in the early levels of the circuit, before you had some of the protections of the Black businesses that established to really protect entertainers. You have violence in the example of the Greenwood District and the Tulsa Massacre, where one of these early pre-Chitlin theaters was leveled to the ground in the middle of the massacre, right? So it was more than just an artistic dream to be on the circuit. You were often taking your life in your hands.